morning. The Doc on the rock takes stock. We'll take this thing all the way to the top, and we're not gonna stop until we drop her. The clock stops at 9:30. Yeah, that's what we say. But good morning to you out there, and rhyming and all those things. And I missed you all week, and you know we were talking in the last 3 weeks or so. We're talking about dying with dignity, and this is inevitable. You hear me say things, but I'm telling you it's inevitable. What we do as doctors, we're able to prolong this life a little longer. Instead of 50 years, we'll give you another 30 years. Instead of 85 years, we give you 105, and so forth. And it's all about modification of lifestyle. And I like to be talking about living, and you're living there listening to me, and it's just good being able to sit down and breathe and feel healthy. Yeah, it's your best commodity. Yes, you think you have a little problem out there? No. Some people got some bigger problems. So I say to you this morning, a wonderful morning, a lot of rain out there, but sit down and you put your hat on and the umbrella, and be careful on the roads, drive carefully, get back home safely, and so forth. And I thank you for sitting there and just listening to me, and a cup of coffee, probably a little bit of bakes here and a saltfish little hair and those type of things, and just taking your time. People say to take their time to make sure that they're tuning at 9 and to listen to what we have to say. Everybody is interested in health and how they can live and make themselves healthy. And as I say to you, always think 25 to 30 years ahead. Try to make, just like you put banking, your money in, and for when you get old, and the pension and so forth, and the 401k and all those things. Also your health, what you put in that body, how you live, what you eat, will tell you what will happen 30 years down the road. So from now, start putting that thing in your bank, which is your body. Drink a lot of water, sleep a lot, do your exercise, 20 minutes of brisk walking 3 times a week. That's the American Heart Association. They recommends that for you. And stress levels, How about stress? Try to calm yourself down. You see, stress causes a lot of ailment. It causes not stroke and blood pressure problems and heart attacks and all those things only, but cancer. Every disease is linked to stress. So every now and then, stand up by the sea. You're living under a rock, there's water there. And enjoy. Try to bring down the stress a little. And in doing that, you're able to function better, and you live longer. And what about this? I thought about this. You hear all these strange things from the doc, and I come up with them as I sit and I ponder in my room, and I try to trail my thoughts all over the place. What I can do to make you better, to make you feel better, to make you live longer. I was thinking this morning, you're in a meeting and you want to go to the bathroom, and it's a very important meeting. What do? You're going to sit there and burn yourself out till you can't concentrate? No, you know what it is? You want to urinate or you want to defecate, and you have a meeting and your boss is around, and you're moving your legs back and forth. Here, what you do? Ask for a minute, go, and just decrease the pressure a little bit. Get a little bit out. And then you come back in, and later on when you have the time. Because all you need to do is decrease that pressure. You say, so let a little bit out and come back in. You miss a half a second, it's fine. Don't go and sit down there with a paper, and then you come back and you have a jaw problem. Interesting, isn't it? It's all about decreasing the pressure. Same thing with the brain. Relax. Sit down, and whatever problems you have, take some deep breaths in and out. In and out. Let it flow and tell yourself, listen, I'm healthy. And whatever problem it is, it will just be transient and will pass, okay? So I'm here today, and I want you to express yourself. I got Dr. Adrian Waterman in the house, and last week we were talking to Bonnie with MS and her views about this dying with dignity. Remember? Let me clarify what's happening today. 1, we're not dealing with euthanasia, where you find, or assisted suicide, where people will just want to die because of their troubles. No. We are clearly saying you have metastatic cancer, where the cancer's gone to the entire body, bone, and all of those things, and you got a few, and the consortium of doctors have decided that you have a few more hours or days to live. Should you not have that right to have a legal document, which is called a living will, or an advance directive, to decide, well, listen, I do not want any heroic measures made to try to bring my life back, which is futile, and I'm told that it will, Bob Marley wouldn't go anywhere, he's keep coming. Yeah, so that would make you, actually die with your family. This is how I envision it. If I have a family member with end-stage cancer, and I'm dealing with cancer because that's a good way to start, and we're trying to start a group here, and just to invoke your minds, and we're trying to produce that debate with people who would have various type of views towards this topic that is extremely sensitive, because I think we need to embrace it. So anyway, what I think a family member of mine who've got end-stage cancer should be in a room, whether it's a hospital room or so forth, or a design room, the family around them, the music playing, they tell the talk to the pain is relief with medicines, whether it's morphine or whatever, and they can talk to their family, ask for forgiveness, forgive people, and all those things, and the priest comes in, and they laugh, and they look at the birds, and all those things, and then you transition. That's what I think, for me, dying with dignity is. 434-1771, 434-1790, 434-1791. You call us and let us know what your thoughts are. And this would be very interesting if you can call me, and you can call us. I'm going to introduce Dr. Waterman in a few minutes, and I'm happy he's able to take his time off to come here. As a matter of fact, he came here very early, and I feel bad. I feel like I can give him a nice cup of coffee, right? Morning, Dr. Waterman. Yeah, I'm going to bring him back here. I'm going to set him down in a second, but we're going to come back in a few minutes and talk to you. Wonderful Saturday morning, and we love you, and Dennis is here, and everybody's here. We love you, we care for you. I want you to express yourself. Call us. What would be ideal is someone who's end stage, whom there's no hope. You want to call us, let us know how you feel. We'll go through the dying process and all of that stuff. We'll have next week a religious leader here to talk about his feeling and how he feels from a religion point of view. It'll be good to have a lawyer here too, and I'm going to try to see if we can get all that together, even if in 1 week, in 2 weeks, so we can address this thing properly. Express yourself. Gotta hip-hop crew, man. This was Charles Wright when he came out on his 125th Street there band in New York. And let me just play something here. Express yourself, and I'll be right back. Express yourself, and it's not what you do. What you're doing. Just do what you do. What you're doing, what you do. As long as you feel you're doing it right. Yeah, express yourself. We're talking about dying with dignity, and we have Dr. Adrian Waterman in the house. We're going to find out a little bit about this doctor, whom is a very young doctor, very smart, very bright, and very thoughtful and outspoken. And it's nice to be like that when you can say what you want to say. And you guys don't forget 434-1771. You want to call and give your thoughts about 434-1790 and 434-1791. Let us know. We'll open the air for you. Miss P, how you doing? Pastor Edwin, how you doing? You want to say something? Sion, good morning, Sion. Sion is a beautiful pharmacist. So let us know your thoughts, guys. Oh, Doctor. As a matter of fact, Dr. Waterman is good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You kind of low. You speak with a very low voice. You're not like me. So, what's the story about that, man? I mean, I know I'm too loud. You think I'm too loud, don't you?
No, I think I just come into my comfort zone. So my voice will go up accordingly.
That's all right. So we break the ice, man. Tell me something, man. Where did you go to school?
Initially, I guess I'll start all the way back. I Christchurch Boys, primary, the Lodge School, then University of West Indies was where I did most of my actual learning.
Right.
Yeah. both a scientific background and then a medical background.
So you went. So you did your medical degree here at UE.
At university.
And after that, you went to do some postgraduate training.
Well, even before that, I did some training actually in the UK, work as well as study both in the UK. Then came back here, finished exams, and then went back up to the UK after a period of time and work up there too as well, and did some further studying. Yeah. But my specialty degree I gained here in Barbados.
Yeah.
And then I did a honorary attachment and stuff like that, and did some further learning in different parts of anesthesia and in pain management.
What made you choose anesthesia and pain management?
Well, the truth be told, it's we had this one of the guys that taught anesthesia, and what had me was the brilliance of this guy. And it was not just because of the knowledge he had in the particular field of anesthesia, it was how he used things around him, the way he lateralized, and he would incorporate several different things. And then he had a totally different approach to what you expect of most doctors, in that he made things much more relaxed. He knew the psychology, and he knew how to make things that didn't seem interesting very interesting. And I remember one of the other things about it was that instead of this might seem like I blowing the horn for anesthesiologists, but when they got into like really critical conditions, situations, what I would notice is that whereby other people were like in a state of surprise, I'm not going to say panic, and these guys would just come and they would resolve the situation like little ghostbusters, and then they would fade back into the shadows, and I was so impressed by it. And the way he was one of these guys that he did that. He came in and it was like everybody's like, oh, how can I handle this? And he would be like, okay, we do this, we do that, put this together and resolve the situation. And then next minute it's like everything's fixed. Yeah, and so I was watching and observing this. I was like, I want to be like that. And I got in the field, I think, mostly because of what I observed and seeing what these guys did. And then one of the other things I must admit, that put in the nerd part, was that the anesthesia brought well together all the stuff I learned in terms of the physics and the chemistry and stuff like that, and physiology.
Pharmacology.
Exactly. It's because it's amazing. You play well. The other guys mostly will be dealing with what actually is in front of them from a gross point of view. Yeah, surgeon, he has to put these vessels together. The guys in anesthesiology has to know the minutiae, what's basically running in those blood vessels, the nerves you're going to affect, how the gases to keep you asleep. And even so, we had to have a comprehension of the physics in the room. For example, was the appropriate temperature that you want the operating theater to be at? Was the possibility of electric shocks effects? Even the tools that the surgeons use, we had to have our understanding of that, what can cause an explosion in the operating theater. It is totally amazing. And how to perform anesthesia in space if necessary.
So let me ask you a question though. You guys, the surgeons are doing the job. They don't realize that whatever the outcome relies on you guys, because if you got the patient under and you go too deep, you're gonna have problems, right? So how you gauge yourself to make sure like you're in an airplane, you just plateau, everything is fine. We look at the vitals and stuff all the time.
Well, it's still a team approach, because what I must say is that we depend on each other's interaction. It's for the team. I mean, I wish some teams could work better, but what it is that we use plenty of things. The patient themselves, the basic skills that and these things you'll gather from the patient in terms of what is going on, and then also the monitors that we also use, because you would know from in terms of using the monitors such as the ones for the ECG, heart rate, blood pressure.
Got you.
And right,
SATs.
yeah, exactly, SATs. And then I actually look at the patient too as well, because one of the things which is that the machines sometimes can go wrong.
Yes.
So I gauge sometimes where I'm at by looking at the patient. There's certain things I pick up from the patient. The skin, is it cold, is it clammy, what's the color of the eyes, etc. Looking into the surgical field where the surgeons are operating, looking at the blood, for example. Is he pulling on something that's causing a issue here? So you sort of relate everything that's going on to that in order to manage that patient.
What is it like when you're in there? Because in your years of being in the operating room, even as when you were learning and then you took over and now you run the whole thing while the surgeon is doing the job. If a patient should pass because of they may have had a lot of comorbid conditions and so forth, how traumatic is that for the people in the OR?
It is tremendous. I mean, I have had, I tell you the truth, I've had one experience of it, and I've also had, observed other people's experiences. I would never forget a situation when I was in a hospital in the UK, and a gentleman had presented for heart surgery, and unfortunately, I mean, I just talked to this guy just before. This was a World War veteran, flu and stuff like that. I was very impressed. Right. And unfortunately, due to his ailment, he died on the table. And everybody was shaken. And I mean, of course, for some people, it was more a degree of they was panic and stuff like that. Some people, because of an incredible loss. And I felt the same way too. A lot of people think that some of these doctors are inhuman. Right, because we meet a lot of people that have died, or a lot of situations people dying, and that we always step away from it and stuff like that and go and do the next case. But is that we carry sometimes that as our little personal little wound inside of us, but we know we have no choice but to keep on. So after that anesthetic, after that person had died, not because of anesthetic reason, but after the person had died, then it is like, yes, we get everything in order. We do an audit, you do an assessment, figure out what we could have done better and prevent this for the next person that comes. But we have to get on, so we get into the next job as well. But we take that with us, both a learning experience and both the emotional part.
So you never finish. Medicine is an art where you keep learning every day, day after day. Well, tell me something about Adrian himself. What do you like to do? What are the things you like? What's a normal? Take away medicine now. What do you like? What do you like to do?
Oh, I'm the most boring person on earth. Actually, yeah.
You're a good-looking guy, man. You go everywhere. Girls probably like you everywhere. What are you doing in your off time?
I'll have you all know that Dr Sparman is wearing special glasses. But the thing is that I do like I like riding motorcycles.
What do you do? You the bikers? What is it? The Harley Davidson?
No. That's for more mature guys.
Kawasaki.
Yes, I
the Yamaha.
I did have a Kawasaki.
What do you do? You sit down and you arch up there like those guys. You know the guy that passed me in the street there that fast and that's going through all.
No, not recently. But I may occasionally. I must confess, it's a very dangerous hobby, and as you know, people call you organ donors when you ride a bike. Okay. But that came mainly from my father. My father used to ride like years ago, and I sort of like it. And you must admit, in a way, concerning a motorcycle, it is. I say the word sexy. Is incredible. A very good looking. This machinery, such power. But I have to agree with something you highlighting. They are extremely dangerous, and you need to be responsible when you are using it. But besides that, then I used to do do a little bit of sailing. That was very enjoyable, but it's just that Barbados is so hot. Barbados.
You play chess?
I played chess but once. Actually, funny enough, the anesthetists used to play chess a lot. But I purposely stayed away from it because I said I will only play chess when I complete my anesthetic degree.
Oh, I see. It's a beautiful game. It's a game of life, actually. But what about you personally, apart from riding the bike, because you can't ride the bike all the time? You're sitting at home, what do you do? You relax?
Oh, yeah.
You cook for yourself?
Well, I like cooking. I was hoping one of these days, the doctors will have a little competition, a little cook-off, and
is that so?
I can show up myself.
You think you can marinate a fish better than me?
I will challenge you on a fish, and just to put in, keep it from a health perspective, we do know fish are very good for you. Right?
Exactly. You don't eat pork, do you?
I do. I know. But are you a vegetarian?
Yeah.
But I find it, and don't think folks we are staying for health. But I do think it's incredible. I heard you're a vegetarian, and I was saying, this gentleman is far more muscular and fit than I am, and I'm a gentleman that will be wolfing down hopefully some good pudding and sauce today.
Yeah.
And I do know it's bad for my coronaries, but
you limited. You limit it every now and then.
Now
don't get me wrong, you know, I'm a vegetarian, but I'm the guy that when I travel, I'll take a bite. Yeah,
but I wonder how I must ask you this though, because
go ahead.
You know, I say that vegetarians, like, they take a lot of heat. You know, if you hear of vegetarians, we some people like this transform into like I'm a carnivore, and you know, here you come trying to put all these vegetables in me. But I want to ask you this, actually, because I work with a lady that's a vegetarian.
Okay.
Very nice lady.
She's a vegan or a vegetarian? Because the vegan don't eat no meat at all. Vegetarian eat fish.
I think she's more a vegan.
Okay,
but
good. So she would call people like us meat people.
I mean, but what kills me is one of the things that she would say that, oh, we were meant to be vegetarians. I mean, it up. No,
you don't believe that? You don't believe that?
Well, I mean, if we were designed to be fully vegetarians, we would have more, like, for example, the physiology of like sheep and cows and rabbits and stuff like that. We have enzymes to break down proteins.
Okay.
We don't carry enough enzymes. In fact, we don't carry cellulase, the enzyme that breaks down a lot of the material that is in the cell walls of plants. So, and as you know, you know, sometimes some of the vitamins, if you're correct, is vitamin B12, for example, which we, a vegetarian, will have to supplement with. Because
but you know that some enzymes could evolve, you know. It's like, for instance, if you put you in a certain island where these things are not there, you could start eating certain type of plants, and some enzymes would. I'm just saying there's a theory that you can be stimulated, mutation, all kinds of, for adaptability. But some people concept, though, Adrian, is that if you were going to eat meat, we should have these canine, man.
No, but I mean, I think we design as omnivores. We do have the canines, 4 canines, and
we should be like longer now. It should be like.
But even longer. I mean, lucky for us, we come equipped with these good hands and a fork and a knife. I mean, some people use chopsticks.
Yeah.
But the thing is that and some people just use their hands. But the thing is that when you look at, in terms of our teeth structure, yes, we got the molars, which are good for grinding, and of course, you know, when you chew up on a sugar cane, for example. In fact, let me use sugar cane. Sugar cane, which, you know, is good because I get extract juice from sugar cane, but I cannot exactly eat sugar cane.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, you know, some people said the vegetarian thing got some issues, but I feel that modification of lifestyle is the most important thing if you want to live long. Just be moderate with what you do. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. And even your portion size when you're eating. You people out there, don't take the big plate of food. Take a little bit today and some little later. You know, don't push that stomach out and all that stuff. I'm here with the doctor, Dr. Adrian Waterman. He's into pain management and anesthesiology. And we're about out of time today. You got a couple minutes more, but I want to reiterate what's going on, guys. We're talking about, I'm not talking about a guy who comes in to me and say, Doc, I got so much chronic pain from my spinal stenosis. It's agonizing. Nothing helps me. I want to die. Could you help me? We are not talking about that. We're talking about one specific entity. You have end-stage cancer. It's all over your body to the bones. Remember what happened when these metastatic lesions go to areas, they damage nerve cells, they start to die. The muscle itself or the bone start to die because of decreased blood flow. You have a lot of pain and all kind of stuff and compression going on there. It's agonizing pain. What would you do? Well, we're talking about dying with dignity. And next week we'll have a pastor here and probably a lawyer. And then we'll have Dr. Waterman come back and we'll sit down and talk. Anything else you want to see? You got anybody out there you want to shout out?
Well, to all the moms out there.
I forgot it, man. See, me and this guy, we compliment each other. Happy Mother's Day tomorrow. Yeah, all the mothers of Barbados. You know, guys, without you, we love you. We couldn't be here. You are responsible, and tomorrow's your day. Big up, guys. Take your mommy out. Even if you don't take her out, make sure you take some flowers for her. And if you don't have the money for flowers, go and pick a couple of flowers somewhere. Ask a neighbor if you can do that. And take it to mommy, kiss her on her cheek, and say, I love you, Mom. I love you. We love you too. We care for you. And, you know, we gave you a time, run out of time. And Dennis is looking at me right now. So, what? Then if you love you, baby. So, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for listening. And call in tomorrow. You guys, it's a sensitive topic. But call in next Saturday, 9 to 9:30. We'll be here. We want to start the debate. If you want to call, you call so we can talk about it. Here we go, and I'll see you back next week. Thank you, Adrian, for coming. Denny, thank you for accommodating me. And Tricia, thank you for being here. All you wonderful people, you're around us, and you know you care. If you didn't care, you wouldn't be here. Shining Star, the Manhattans, and next week.